no retreat, no surrender. That's the message of the sender. No BS and no pretender. Staying real with a positive agenda. Yes, push up yourself, elevate top shelf. Keep rising to the top, never fall till you.
Nisambula Vinaka, and welcome to another VeiTalanoa coming to you live from Sydney. And just want to welcome everyone and thank you for tuning in this evening. Now, I'm coming to you live from the Gadigal land of the Eora Nation on which I reside, and I pay my respects to the elders past and present and those emerging. And now I'd like to welcome my co-host, the beautiful, wonderful MC Trey.
Thank you so
Vinaka.
much. Bulavanaka Sev, how are you?
I'm doing great, thank you. I'm doing great. And yourself?
I'm well, thank you. Such a beautiful introduction, and thank you for the acknowledgement. I'm joining you from the Darug lands of the Waimali clan, and so excited to be here. Yes.
Wow, isn't it great weather? Hey, everybody, aren't you enjoying this beautiful weather? If you're living in Sydney, you'd know exactly what we are talking about. It's been perfect weather today, right? You're looking very vibrant there, Miss MC Trey. The weather good over your side of the
Why,
world?
thank you. Yes, the weather's been good, and it's just been a very chill day. So, yeah, good to be here. Thank you. You look well also.
Yeah.
Very dashing,
Thank
I
you.
might add, with your Fiji
very
flavor.
Fiji. My very Fijiana look. So look, and you've
Love
got the
it.
flag happening. Obviously,
Yeah.
everybody's kind of, yeah, we've got all the Fiji fever coming out, and it's because we're excited. It's Fiji Day week, and it's the lead up to Fiji Day 2021, which is on the 10th of October, celebrating our independence. So we're really excited about that. And please, for those that are listening in or tuning in, let us know where you're watching from. And if you're watching us from Facebook, please follow our Fiji Day page on there. You can interact with us there. Send us some love, make comments, and just get into the Fiji Day vibe with us. And this is what the show is all about: is the VeiTalanoa with everyone from across the globe, and especially in diaspora countries like Australia. We recently also set up our YouTube page. So that's the Fiji Day YouTube channel. So if you're tuning in from the YouTube channel, you can subscribe on there, hit the notification button, and you'll be updated with whatever is happening from the VeiTalanoa side. So that's a little plug there, Miss Trey, for us. So tell me, how's everything going for you this week so far? It's only Monday, but how's everything going with all the changes going on, especially?
Going well, but just got to go with the flow with the changes. I had a very chill weekend. I hadn't been working for a bit, but I was able to go back to my one of my second job actually as an essential worker. And interesting thing, yeah. So that afternoon evening work, but interesting. As I was telling you earlier off camera, they've set up like a self-testing site, right? And I'd not done that before, but I know a lot of others that have to do that every time they go
So
to work.
Is that like the rapid testing that they're talking about?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
When I think it must be the rapid antigen or something. I mean, when I hear that term, I picture like us walking into a spraying machine, but it's actually not like that. It's you actually get given a little, yeah. I mean, like, I don't know, too many movies. You get given like that bud, and you gotta, you know how we do, but you get to do it yourself, and then you get the results straight away. So I'd not had that before, so I found that interesting. And then they have medical staff on site as well. So that was my weekend. Yeah, I felt like I was in one of those movies, because it was a tent with all the staff in the suit, in the plastic medical safety gear, and Yeah,
Were they
so
were they
working.
your own stuff or were they outsiders? Because obviously you're in a big warehouse, right? So how many people are actually working there
Oh,
at any one
probably
time?
150 to 200 people at any time. But it's pretty quiet on the weekend because it was grand final weekend. So
Yes.
I didn't yeah, I was working, but I watched a bit of the game. But yeah, that was my
That
weekend. But
wow.
yeah.
That was a very exciting game as well. It was full on, and for those that were watching, will know. So big congratulations to the Penrith Panthers on the win, and good to see the celebrations out and about in the local Penrith area. But a special congratulations to our Fijian boys that were playing, especially to William Kikau and also to all the way from Mbau in Tailevu, Push Tailevu, and also we had Apisai Koroisau from Saunaka and Landi. So it was good to see them playing and doing so well. Hey,
Yes, indeed.
I want to say a big shout out as well to Uli, always tuning in. Thank you, Uli, for tuning in. Good to see you.
Oh,
And we're looking forward to seeing Uli.
yes, Uli, miss seeing you at our usual catch up in October. And the first thing I
Exactly.
always ask for, where's the fike? But yes, soon we'll get to meet up again.
Yes, like this, Uli will be planning her stall for the Rotuman stall. And, year after year, Uli's there, organizing her crew, her team to bring us all the beautiful food from Rotuma and so forth. And it's always exciting. So we'll miss it for the second year, but looking forward to doing something early in 2022. That's in the
Yes,
works.
indeed.
We're not going to wait trade till October to celebrate. This is just a delayed. We're doing the online stuff just as a something to deal with the current situation. We'll take it online. But then as soon as 2021 and these rules are changing and everything is opening up, we're gonna create something, right, Uli? We're gonna create a festival. And Nunia, hello, a big hello to you, Nunia. Thank you for
Oh,
the
Nunia.
greeting. Yes, another wonderful young lady who's taken part a lot in Fiji Youth Initiative and part of the dance crew. So good to see that. I hope you're well, Nunia, and the family and mum and the Tamani Tokula family, which we're connected
Yes.
to, and we go way back. And I know I tell Nunia this all the time about her grandparents, especially. I adored her grandmother.
Oh,
Nunia's
yeah,
grandmother
blessed.
was hilarious. We still love her, and we still quote the grandmother now and then because your mum Nunia will
Oh,
know how funny your grandmother was. She was hilarious, and she just was sharp. She had a dry sense of humor, a very strong lady. It was, yeah, beautiful lady to have known. Yeah, God bless her.
beautiful. Oh,
Yeah.
yes, indeed. And love to the family. But Sev, you were congratulating the Panthers. And you would have
Sorry, I
noticed
got
my
sidetracked.
reaction was a
Yeah,
bit
why?
dry. It's because I'm a
Why?
Parramatta fan, Eels all the way. And you probably didn't see this game, but I feel like the Eels got robbed, and then the Panthers went on to the
Yeah.
grand final. But that's why usually I do support our Pacific players and our teams from the West, but not this year. So I was hoping the Bunnies would win. But anyway, there's
No.
always
To be,
next year. Start
well,
training, Para. Let's go.
to be honest with you, though, it's a conflict. For me, it's a conflict because I support our Fijian boys. That's why, I'm with them for the win. But hey, the Rebetors are I grew up in the neighborhood. So
Yeah.
way back, I'm a Rebetor fan. Newtown Jets, Rebetor here in Redfern, so it's not far. Always grew up in that sort of neighborhood. So it was a bit disappointing that the Rebetors lost, but there's always next year, and the boys played really well, and I was just so proud to see our Fijian boys representing.
Was a great game.
Yeah.
Yeah. And a great weekend. But what did you get up to on the weekend? It was someone's birthday, I heard. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Sevu. Happy birthday to you. Yay! I hope everyone
Oh,
was singing along.
thank
Wow.
you. Thank you for that.
Last year we had that big celebration with your family, remember, at Barangaroo. And then this year you got to celebrate with your family as well, but more in a smaller and gathering. What
Yeah,
did
we
you
just,
do?
well, we just work within the rules in place, right? Don't want any $5,000 fines and all that sort of stuff. So we
No one
worked.
got time for that.
I'd rather spend that on the party, right? So we had a picnic out in the botanical gardens on the Sydney Harbour, and it was just beautiful.
Beautiful.
Just with my mum and my brother and a couple of nieces and nephews. So that was really beautiful to just, have a picnic. A picnic. We were crazily excited about a picnic because you could get out. And the day was beautiful. We had seafood, of course, and I had all my favorites. We had our dalo, our prawns, our oysters, and my niece made some kokonda as well. So we had kokonda and nama. Like we had nama. So we had
Yum.
really good Fijian food, and then we just chilled out. But there were so many people out. But everybody was keeping to their little groups of five, and the kids were running around. But there was a lot of people out, but well within the following the rules in the garden. So it was good, and of course the cops were out in the water as well, the federal police and everybody else. But we had such a great time out in the sun. So I'm just glad to be out and about. That was my weekend, and of course today was a public holiday for those of us here in Australia, especially New South Wales. So we were. I just went as well and caught up with a friend. We wanted to go swimming in the swimming pool because we're allowed to do that. But there was a big long queue at the local pool, and I was like,
Oh,
I don't do lines very well these days. I'm not into doing lines. So we just went and we just sunbathed. See, bit of color. Yeah, it
very
was good.
good.
Veniana, thank you for tuning in and for wishing me a happy birthday. Bula to you in raining Suva. Oh, Veniana's
Oh,
all the way from Suva. We're looking forward, Veniana, to the borders being reopened so we can come out to you in I'm looking forward to going to Fiji. That's all I'm going to say. I'm waiting for them to stop the quarantine procedure, 14 days, and the expensive flight and the 14 days expensive accommodation while you're in lockdown. No, I'm not doing that. I'm not being locked up for 2 weeks. I'll just wait till it opens up and then let's go to Fiji. So it's good that they're starting to discuss and bringing the travel restrictions, lifting that sooner rather than later, right?
yes, indeed. And it's
Yeah.
good that, you're planning it properly, and you're doing what you need to do to make sure that it's going to be safe passage for you. So good on
Yeah,
you.
exactly. Because you guys are all worried. Is it going to be safe? Fiji's really doing
Concerned.
well.
Concerned.
Concerned. Yes. Oh, thank you, Tila, for the birthday wish. Tila Pulea, thank you for the birthday wish. Yeah.
Oh,
And there is also Aileen Thomas. Hello, Aileen. I'm missing your curry and your roti. That's what comes to my brain when I think about. I'm looking forward to some puri and some curry and roti because Aileen can cook. So
she
I'm
can
looking.
cook.
She can cook, that lady, and that's why she's cooked for A-list world stage director,
Around the
actor.
world
I'll
and
just
in
yes,
Fiji.
I'm gonna just leave. I'm gonna just leave it at that. That she has been, catered for A-listing celebrities that own yes, lots of different things.
Yes. Yes. And
So
all
big
their
love to
guests
you.
that
Yes,
have flown in, from all around the Fiji, all around Fiji. But it's
yes,
interesting how she can do the Fijian dishes with like a you know, a Western twist so that it suits them as well. But then they love, you know, I mean, who doesn't love our Fijian food? We love it.
Yes, yes. And I'm looking forward to trying her. While I was talking to Trey the other day, we're having a meeting and Trey was having purini. What were you having it in? You were having purini? And I was like, man, I feel like some purini right now. I was just dribbling, thinking about purini.
Yes.
You know? The little
custard.
luxuries. Yes, with custard, purini and custard. Oh, we're talking about food.
Nice
It's making me hungry. Yes.
My goodness, yes, we better switch back on track. Okay.
That's true. That's true.
But it's Fiji Day, right? All this talk about Fiji and the food and Fiji Day. It's 51 years of independence and October 10 the date. And you know, thought it'd be good if we shared some footage from the past. You know, we can't meet up, but we can reflect on the good memories and plan for the next. True?
Yes, true. Very true. Well, how about we look at some, this footage tray is actually from Fiji Day 2012. So
Wow.
it's almost a decade away. So let's just see a little bit of the vibe from Fiji Day 2012, especially when you're asking me, you know, about what is Fiji Day all about and so forth. So we're just going to share a little bit of footage for everyone to see what happened in Fiji Day 2012. Here we go.
Why don't you come real close to me? Girl, it is you nice that I'm a little styler. Come tickle me fancy all night. All night long. Whoa, whoa. Why don't you be my naughty girl? Be my naughty girl. Be my naughty girl. In the morning time. When the sun don't shine and the mood is right, why don't you be my naughty girl? Be my naughty girl. Why don't you be my naughty girl? Be my naughty girl. Come on, be my naughty girl. Why don't you be my naughty girl? Be my naughty girl.
Now here we are at Fiji Day 2012, and it's been a tremendously fantastic day. I mean, look at the crowds, look at the people that have come from everywhere, not only from Sydney, but from Fiji, but also from the rest of Australia. And we're really, really excited. The day is just getting bigger and bigger, and for us as the organizing team, we've just enjoyed so much. This is what Fiji Day is about. It's about our people come together and celebrating, having beautiful food, listening to beautiful music, and just seeing our faces, familiar faces, and just, you know, mixing in with our people. And it's just been so beautiful. And to see the many mixes as well in our community. I mean, Fiji itself is a multicultural nation. You know, we've got so many mixtures. And when you look around this crowd, you'll see that this is what the face of Fiji looks like. You know, the European, the Indo, the Samoan, the Tongan, Ratuman, and so forth and so forth, that just mix into the tapestry of what the people of Fiji have become. So it's really, really great and exciting, and we're just so blessed with this beautiful weather as well, and everything is just going so smoothly and so great. So we just want to thank everyone for really being here and supporting, and for those that want to be part of this for 2013, then start planning your diary, because it's going to be even bigger and better. So we're just launching out and continuing to expand this. So really, really excited about what the future holds from here on. Vinaka, and have a great day. Well, there you go.
That was a good trek down memory lane.
Yes, well, there you go. And there's that video. Thank you to Mbula TV who covered the event that year. Wow, it's like a decade ago.
9
Can you believe it's
years.
been that long?
No. And I was just reflecting, you know, it's a lot of work, a lot of patience and persistence to continue to produce an event like that, you know, year in, year out. People are amazed, right? When we speak to other creative producers or other festival people, they don't know how we pull it off. But you know, luckily we both have that passion for our country and for our community, and that's what drives us, you know. And it is very exhausting, but we love doing that. And you know, just watching that just reminded me of all the energy and all the emotions, the memories kept, you know, coming back to prepare us for the next one.
And you know, it's very rewarding as well, right? Like just to see, just to see. Oops, what am I doing? Sorry about that. It's very rewarding as well, right? Just to see people coming together and everyone enjoying their time, and you know, community meeting up, sharing in culture, food, family. It's just such that for me is the rewarding part about it. What about for you?
Yeah, just running into people I haven't seen, you know, it can be like the only time that we all meet up. And of course, the food, you know, the food, and then just seeing the different generations, you know. I love, like, back in the early days in Granville, you know, when I first started to come and help out. That's what really drew me to it. It was like, you know, seeing other young people learning about culture. And then for me as well, you know, it was a way to learn more about Fiji and our community, and
Mm,
to stay connected, right? Because
yeah,
I mean, this is our second home. So I think that's why I continue to contribute and participate in this event, because I know the importance, you know, of this event, that it can create that sense of belonging, that sense of identity for so many, you know. And um, an asset to our community, you know. And I don't think we talk about it a lot because it just happens. But
yeah.
you know, we have to recognize the importance of Fiji Day events and other events that celebrate our culture and our heritage, and gives our young people, you know, an opportunity to learn, you know,
So
about our
true, so true.
communities.
Yeah, especially those who are born outside of Fiji, um, and for them to grow up somewhere outside the country, and this is their opportunity to actually find out about the, you know, the culture and so forth, and they really get introduced to a lot of those things that we love and are proud about our heritage and about the culture and so forth, you know. So that's always great. And Bulavinaka to Arieta Tawake, all the way from Aotearoa, Kia ora, and happy Fiji Language Day to you also. That's an important part about it, right, Trey? From a language perspective, talking about young people connecting back with their roots and how important it is. I'm glad that so many communities around the world, outside of Fiji, are actually making, you know, the week of Fiji Day as the Fiji Language Week, and celebrating language, and also making it a part of this, not only the celebration but the education aspect of it, right? So congratulations to New Zealand for their Fijian Language Week, and also Victoria's doing that also. Adelaide runs a program. I hear as well. Is it Brisbane as well? I think Queensland also has one. So it's just great to see the different Fiji communities around embracing that and establishing their own language programs as well.
Yeah, this is what the Queensland crew are doing. I don't know, you can't see it there, sorry. I'll have to bring it up again a bit later.
No worries. Well, why don't you share to us, Trey, about the different events that are happening around the country for the Fiji Day weekend?
Well,
We've been sharing
can
it
you
on our
see,
page. Hmm?
Can you see the video, the image?
No.
No, it hasn't come
We're
up. It's down there in the background segment, but maybe it should be placed in another area. I can't seem to show it.
No, you've got to put it in the other area.
The overlay?
Yeah.
Don't mind us. We're just doing some tech talk. But basically,
that's the thing about a live show. We just edit live, so don't mind us.
Yes.
We're just
Sanganalanga. Okay.
Sanganalanga.
Here we go. There you go. Can you see it?
There you go.
So this is Victoria, and great to see that they're being supported by the Victorian government. And this is the Fijian Community Association of Victoria. And then they're in partnership with the Fiji Diaspora Women's Alliance based here in Sydney. So it's a Sydney-Melbourne partnership. And look, it's a whole week of language and culture. So we'll continue to share their page, and you can link onto their pages. And it's good for the young people, you know, show your children, your young people what's going on.
So this tray is actually, it launched on Saturday the 2nd at midday. And where are they screening this? Just, it doesn't say on there.
On their, the
Facebook
Fijian
page.
Community of Association, Fiji Community Association Victoria, on their Facebook pages, yeah.
Okay. So for those that are interested.
We've shared the link.
Okay, on our page.
We shared the link on our Fiji Day page, or the Fiji Diaspora Women's Alliance. But I love that the Victorian government is supporting them. And, you know, Victorian government, they've always been very supportive of the arts.
Yes, that is fantastic. So it's a whole
Brisbane, I believe they're doing something. Yeah.
As well, yeah.
Brisbane's doing something. Yeah, but I don't have any info on that yet.
Let us know, Arietta, what you're doing in, maybe just put some links onto the chat. And anybody who knows what is happening in their local community, please add it onto the chat so we can talk about it as well and promote it. But whilst we're waiting for those to bring that up, Trey, we also want to bring up this one. Tell us about this, Trey.
Yes. So this will be this weekend, our live stream event here in Sydney, October 9th at 11 a.m. and 7 p.m. We'll go for an hour at a time. So featuring, you know, Fiji Day themed programming. We can't meet face to face, so we're doing something online. And you would recall we did something similar last year. So this year we're continuing with that, but adding more segments as well. So that will be the Fiji Day live stream from Sydney this weekend, Saturday, 11 a.m. and 7 p.m. and then Sunday at 7 p.m. Again, our Fiji Day Sydney page will have all the information, and our Fiji Day YouTube channel. So please tune in. I've asked a few people to send in their shout outs. So, you know, if you want to send in a photo in your Fiji Day gear or a shout out, please send through, and we'll be playing that on the weekend as well.
Yes.
Looking forward to that.
Yeah, really looking forward to it. And of course, we did it last year and had all sorts of fantastic people doing shout outs, right? We had the Fiji Sevens team, we had football stars, we had politicians, entertainers on the show last year when we did it. So this year we've always a lot of keen interest in being part of that. So we just want to encourage as well the community to just post us your shout outs as well beforehand, leading up to it. So if you're doing activities all through the week, please send us some footage of that and just do a 30-second, less than a minute type of a shout out. Let us know, and we can program that into the day. So we'd be very happy to hear from you on that. Yeah.
Yes, indeed. 30 seconds. Looking forward to it. And it's probably going to be a beautiful weekend like it is this weekend. So I wonder what people are going to be doing, So what you're planning, let us know what you're planning. What are you cooking for Fiji Day weekend? Send us a picture. deliver some samples for us, you know, if you want to. Up to
Exactly.
you.
Yes.
Yes.
Exactly.
So,
So it should be really, really cool, because you can, even with the restrictions, we can have our little gatherings at home. We're going to have a little picnic. I don't know where Trey is going to be hosting our own little event out in the west, since we still have the 5-kilometer restrictions. So we will have our own little picnic bubble for Fiji Day over this side, Trey. And so we'll be coming to you live from whatever it is that we're doing as well on the day, and sharing all the activities that are happening around the country. So now let's, speaking on Fiji Day, how about we look at some historical stuff as to what is Fiji Day about, and the historical context. I must say that this was also recorded back in 1970 on the during independence. So the footage is done by probably the BBC, British Broadcasting, and so forth. So the footage, and so you'll get a little bit of that. It's English and colonial sounding language in
commentary,
there. So
yeah.
commentary, that's the word. And so let's just show some of that, and we'll come back and have a chat about it. Here we go.
Fiji, a British nearly 100 years, is now independent. The island becomes the 13th member of the British Commonwealth and the 127th member of the United Nations. Prince Charles represented the Queen at the island's independence celebrations. He arrived at Suva Airport in an RAF VC-10. After inspecting the Guard of Honour, the Prince drove 14 miles into the capital, past thousands of Fijians who'd been waiting for hours at the roadside. He was given a tremendous welcome in the Albert Park, where he was greeted by assembled chiefs and warriors from the Fijian community and drummers, dancers and singers from the immigrant Indian population. There was a roar of approval as the Prince accepted and drank with apparent relish a ceremonial cup of the traditional kava. They say that if you drink enough, it really knocks you out cold, but he sensibly decided that one was enough. Typically generous gifts from the Fijian community included 75 slaughtered pigs, a dozen live turtles, and giant piles of yam. Then, as the sun went down, the Prince saw the British flag ceremonially lowered for the last time in the colony. It was exactly 96 years since the cession of the Pacific Islands to Queen Victoria by Fiji's King Kakobau. The following day, the Prince was greeted by an even bigger crowd when he arrived at the Albert Park for the ceremony of handing over the constitutional documents of independence. Prime Minister Ratu Sekamisese Mara receives the Prince in the traditional Fijian manner. Then His Royal Highness read a message from his mother, now the Queen of Fiji. Her Majesty, congratulating the islanders, stressed the fact that there had always been mutual faith and confidence between Fiji and Britain in peace and war. A proud moment for a new nation. In spite of industrial disputes which have led to pricing.
Right.
Yes, indeed.
Mm.
That was a very historical piece of footage, right?
I love the footage, though.
And very, yeah. I think when I initially watched it, I had positive memories, you know, because they're places that we recognize, right? Are there besides Albert Park, are there other things that jumped out at you about that video?
Yeah, I just loved the of course Fiji was a British colony, and you could really see the the British influence, you know. And it was just it was vibrant. There's a lot of culture there. The mode and the energy of the people were just beautiful to watch, and seeing the ceremony and the setup was just beautiful, I thought. And to see Fiji's first Prime Minister, Ratu Kamisa Samara, there, and the high chiefs of the time, who have now passed on, and it was just beautiful footage to see. What about you?
Yeah, I love seeing that footage, Suva, and also the diversity in the cultures, like you were saying, you could see Indigenous Fijians, the Indian community, and, just good to see the cultures, so strong and represented. But it's a bit challenging. It's always challenging, right, when we watch videos like that, because you wish, like, oh my gosh, wish it was like a Fijian reporter, and maybe we could try and get some of that footage, or someone listening might have a link that we can share. But very important time in history of where we got our independence back from Britain 51 years ago. Wow. Which is not that long ago, right?
Yeah, there are people there that we grew up knowing, right? Hearing about, and so one thing that I do love about that was the diversity that I saw back then. That's 51 years ago. And what I loved about it was the representation that you saw. The Indo community was also very much a part of it, as well. And I think that is absolutely beautiful. And I'm saying that to say that 51 years on, I feel, and that some of that has gone backwards, and how race or ethnicity has been weaponized for politics. And look at that. That's 51 years ago. And you could see that the coming together and seeing everybody together is just beautiful to see. So beautiful, interesting footage right there. A big Bula Vinaka as well to Joe, tuning in all the way from, I believe, Northern Territory. Is that right, Joe? I believe so, right? From the NT. Do you remember that from last week, Trey?
Yes, Jojo, tell us. I can't. I know it's in Outback Australia. Please forgive me, but remind us, Joe.
Yes, he was telling us about the how he was kicking back, right? Kicking back and enjoying
and
the
enjoying
freedom.
Listening to us. And he did say they have a Fiji Day event up there. So Jojo, tell us, what are you guys doing for Fiji Day this weekend? Be good to hear from you.
Exactly.
So thanks for playing that video. I'm glad that worked okay, Sev. And just it's good that we celebrate as we do, but it's important to reflect on the historical context. And this weekend we'll have more info on that as well.
Yes, very exciting.
But other than that, oh man, I just really miss Suva. Seeing that footage, that's like our backyard. Like, I went to school in Veito and Nosese and Suva Grammar for a couple of years. So it was like lived in Lami, the Trek Lami, and the bus, the route that goes around and then through Nosese there and then over to Veito and back. So miss that. But soon and very soon, we will get to go.
Yes, not long now, not long. We're closer to that than we were months ago, right?
Yes,
every day
indeed.
brings us closer to it. Yeah.
Yes, but speaking of closer, October 11, right? So next week on Monday, a week away from today, the restrictions will lift. What is one of the first things you're going to do, Sev?
Well, the great thing about it is that we no longer have this 5-kilometer restriction, right? So we can actually catch up with one another and gather and hang out, have gatherings with family and friends, which is something that has been challenging to do. And so that's what I'm really, really looking forward to. So there's going to be a lot of outdoor events, and I'm glad I can get out as well to more recreational stuff as well. How about you?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to going to the beach. I think one of the first things I'm going to do is get to the ocean and go for a dip, because it's been so long. It's been months since I've been in the ocean.
Wow.
And
Yeah.
so I'm looking forward to doing that. And then catching up with yourself face to face and,
Yes.
having a coffee with mates in the city. I've forgotten what it looks like over there in Gadigal land. I'm looking forward to coming over. I'll get
Yeah.
my passport and head over.
That's it. That's it. No, that sounds good. Definitely, we'll have to have coffee and catch up and hang out over here, right?
Yes, indeed. So looking
Forward
forward
to
to
that.
that.
Looking forward to that,
And then
indeed.
visiting family, driving all around Sydney, because us, we don't keep still. One day we can be in Penrith, the next day we're in North Sydney, so looking forward to getting mobile again. And you
Yeah.
guys listening, let us know, what are you going to get up to, when the
Yes,
restrictions
exactly.
are lifted?
Tell us. And it's not going to be long from the 70 to the 80%, so, and now today we've hit the 90%. We've reached over 90% of first dose vaccination. So the numbers are still rising, which is really impressive, right? Which means that there's probably, I think people are really starting to get that and embrace it at this point. The politicizing of the coronavirus and so forth has really been a hindrance, but now people are really starting to sort of get the science of it and just moving on with their lives, right? Like, let's get it over and done with and let's move on. That's how I feel. How about you? I'm so over with it. I'm done.
Yeah,
Done.
I think everyone's over it,
Yeah.
It's been such a hard slog. But it's good that we've all been pushing through it and helping each other, supporting each other. Big ups to the organizations, that have been providing resources and information. New South Wales Council for Pacific Communities,
Yeah.
PIMDAN, which is the network in Mount Druitt. Mary Jane and Matavai have been, really good as well in regards to sharing information and resources. And then so many other families, that we've met along the way that are just digging into their pockets and supporting those that have been impacted directly by COVID. So it's really brought out the community spirit, right? And we mention this every week, but out of the stress and the negativity, we've got a lot of positive things, and hopefully that's continued to strengthen us all, and that can continue, as we come out of the pandemic, for us to support and continue to help each other as we island people do.
Yes, so true.
Let's say.
Well done. We are coming out of this, which is the great thing, and that's well done. For everybody that's enduring, and we're moving forward. Fiji as well. Having said that, Fiji had over 1,000 deaths from COVID, as we know, with the second, the second. What's the word I'm looking for? The
Second wave.
Second wave of COVID with the Delta variant. They've had over 1,000 deaths, and many contracted it, but now they're over 90% as well, and they're rising very quickly in terms of the double dose. So that's rising very quickly. Fiji's eager to open up, and the rest of the world, and especially New South Wales, us in New South Wales, we are ramping to get out of this. We want to travel. We're organizing all that, and it's so good to hear our state government and the federal government talking about the opening up to Paris, to Europe, and removing all these restrictions, but still looking after the safety of the citizens. And I'm just glad that everything has been moved forward. So now we got 70% coming up next week, by the end of the week. And then we have the 80%, they say 2 weeks after, somewhere between 1.5 to 2 weeks after. So it's moving very fast, Trey. We're going to be all there and we can just have a lot more of our freedom back. Yeah.
So true. So looking forward to it. And so besides the restrictions lifting, and then us celebrating Fiji Day as we do in October, there's also another important event that happens, which is the Mental Health Awareness Month. So there's a Mental Health Awareness Week and then a month. So we've been great in sharing our tips and helping ourselves while helping others.
Yes.
But what are some of the things that you want to share about keeping, mentally healthy and maintaining your well-being?
And that's been really important. Here in Australia, especially in New South Wales, they announced that you have 20 sessions that you can attend as far as getting counseling, getting some help around mental health, because the government recognizes and that it is a big challenge, mental health, especially with lockdown for young people, old people, for everybody, right? And so they've introduced this program to incentivize us to be able to reach out and get some professional help if you just need someone to talk to. There's all sorts of health lines. And because, there's been a lot of challenges with the lockdown, with mental health. So it's great to see that the government has put that in place. So you don't even have to pay for it. It is for free for you to take advantage of it. So go see a doctor if you want to access those services, right? For me, it's because I work from home for the last 5 years and beyond. I'm quite used to working remotely and being able to. It's not a new thing for me, but obviously the lack of freedom to be able to go out and do all these things has been the challenge, and being able to fly overseas, haven't been able to travel for 2 years. Those sort of things have affected me mentally. And so I've had to really make sure that I take care of my mental state, making sure that I deal with stress and anxiety, and feeding myself with positivity. And now we're almost here, so feeding ourselves with positivity, surrounding myself with positive messages, literature, whatever I watch. I try to make sure that it is going to feed my mind in a healthy way. And of course, exercise is a big part of that as well. That deals with, chemicals in our body. And so I've used exercise and going out into nature, even if it's only into the local park or by the water, that has been a real savior for me as far as being able to deal with all the mental health challenges. And what about yourself, Trey? What have you been doing to tackle all of that?
For me, yeah, like you were saying, you've got everything around you. So I, couldn't leave my room for a while because of self-isolation. So I just improved my meditation practice and also my yoga practice, so that, because yoga is good for the body, but it's also good for your mind and mental health and well-being, so just did a lot of that and just more in tune with my body and what's going on, so I'm focused on that. And then now that I can go out, I just make sure I'll go out every day, get some fresh air, go for a walk, talk to someone, connect with someone, and also just reading and learning a lot. You've got to keep that mind, that brain, which is a muscle. You've got to keep it active, keep learning, connect with people, which is the Zoom parties. Remember in the earlier part of lockdown, we started organizing Zoom parties and watching the Sevens and trying to talk while watch the Sevens. That was a funny experience, which most of you will remember. Because I'm sure you were all doing similar things. So when we reflect back, because we're going into our 14th week now, we really have transitioned well through it, you know, and we've had our dark days and we've had our positive days, but I'm hopeful that everyone else out there has been able to connect and help each other as we move along. So
Yeah,
that's
and
been
that's been for me. Oh, it just switched us. Did you see that? It just
yeah.
flipped us. Yeah. Um, if I just want to say to do a shout out for Jackie Levi. Wonderful to run into in
Bulla
one of the
Jackie.
Bula Vinaka, Jackie, and your gorgeous young family and their beautiful baby. You know, she's had a baby, right? And so
Yes, of
forth.
course.
Yes. I ran into Jackie at the one of the Silk Tales games when we were still allowed to have rugby games, and it was in Marrickville. Remember that, Jackie? And we chatted a bit and caught up. But just on Jackie's point, with the sessions that they were talking about, because we are already given 10 sessions, right? You could go and see your GP, and the government provides 10 sessions of mental health consultation. But with COVID, they introduced 20, right, to encourage people to come forth. And I think that it's an important topic to talk about, which is why we've made it a topic with Fijians, we can say, and Pacific people. We've been slow in coming forward as far as the mental health side of things, as far as embracing that the stigma around mental health. You know, we just talk about it in one word, and it's lia. You know, if you're talking about mental health, then you've gone cuckoo. And so, you know, times have changed. There's a lot of knowledge around mental health. There's a lot of help. There's a lot of professionals around this space as well. And there's, in Australia especially, there's a lot of access. It may be very limited in Fiji, from what I know. But, you know, in Fiji, we always just relate to St. Giles and the Mbakava, and it's kind of like in a jokey way when you flipped and that's it, you know. But there's different degrees, and we all have to deal with the challenges of our own mental health and taking care of our mental health, and it's important to acknowledge it and to know the signs, and also how do we manage our own needs and be aware of what those things are, you know, because you could be having those challenges. And it doesn't have to be something that is a big stigma thing. You've not gone mad. You've not lost your mind. It is about learning how to take care of your mental health. And I just wanted to stress that. So thank you, Jackie, for just prompting me about mentioning that as well, the importance of going. And I encourage it. I've done therapy for the last 10 years, like in different pockets of my life where I had to deal with past traumas and challenges. And I'm so glad that I live in a country where we have access to that, you know. And part of the company that I worked for gave me access to that and supported me through that with work-related stress and stuff. That was when my first sessions trade was through work-related stress that I got from diagnosed as, because I was working so many hours, workaholic, running Fiji Day, running other events, and working a full-time, you know, running a sales team in an organization. And there's so much pressure that I put upon myself, and I was burning myself to the ground. So when I crashed, I then was encouraged to get help, and I did. And ever since then, I'm an advocate of it. You know, go and get help. It's not crazy or not, you know, going mad. Just get the help you need. If you're feeling anxious and, you know, things that you need to deal with, know that there's services there to help you. Anyway, I'll stop preaching about that now, and I'll bring my club out. See my club?
Bring out your club. No,
My
but it's
warrior
important.
club.
Thank you for sharing that, you know, because we don't talk about it enough. So thank you for sharing, you know, about your experience. And I always relate it to, you know, like when we cut ourselves or injure our arm, say, we'll go to the doctor and get it fixed.
Yes.
So if there's stuff going on with our mental health and our brain, go to the experts, you know. you were saying that you're not sure if we have stuff in Fiji, but I saw Lifeline Fiji, you know. So
Yay!
if you're in Fiji, you can contact them, and they also do phone counseling, you know, in
I
Fiji.
saw that in
and
one of the ads. Yeah.
how amazing is that? And then, of course, you know, there's different community organizations, the Fiji Women's Rights Organization, you know,
There you go.
that can assist you, the crisis center. There's different groups out there, you know, in Fiji. And here in Australia, you know, we have Lifeline with
Come on,
numbers
Trey,
that
with the
you can
resources.
call.
Come on, Trey, with the resources. Yes. Come
Does
on,
that
sorry.
look like I'm pointing correctly? I don't know. You can't really see it from here. Yeah.
Where is it? There you go.
Oh, there you go. Does that look normal? Yeah.
Yes.
Anyway.
We
Well,
should
it looks good to
screen
us.
that. Yes.
Oh,
No,
but
that's good. Good
how about the
information.
other finger? I need two hands for screen save. But yes, so that one. And then you know, so it is free, people. And you know what? Just call them and say, not feeling too
Yes.
good today. There's no
That's it.
obligation to go and do anything else, but
Nobody's
just to
judging
say
you.
hi.
Do it. Yeah.
Everyone is not 100 right now, so don't be embarrassed.
Listen, I just want to ask people out there, who's got a brain? Who's got a brain? If you've got a functioning brain, then you need to take care of it. And that means mental health awareness, taking care of your mind, taking care of your brain, making sure it's healthy, feeding it with good stuff. Like, how do you expect? I'm going to just jump on my soapbox for just 1 minute. We're running out of time. But
Here we go. Preach it. Let's go.
How do you expect to function properly if you're not taking care? Like you said, Trey, you know, if you hurt an arm, you know, you go and you get it checked out and healed. But we tend to, the mental health stuff, we just tend to kind of like think it'll just go away and don't think we need to treat that as well. And this is what the professionals are out there to do, is to help us through this. So please access it. It's there. It's for free. And I'm so glad that you posted up about Fiji and over here as well, you know, you know, for Fiji and what's happening over there, because all those wonderful services have come out in a big way during COVID, right? With all the lockdowns. So it's great to see. Now, what did Jackie say? Yes, Jackie, we need to bring you in to talk about that stuff too, right?
Yes, definitely. We'll get Jackie in. And then I thought I'd share this one because, you know, I work here part-time as well. So they offer great services for young people. It's free. Young people between 10 and 25. Street University, go to the Facebook page, send them a message. It's free counseling, youth for young people. No questions asked, no referral required. Just tell them, we'll book you in. And then there's other creative services. So painting, you know, which can be therapeutic, writing songs. We've got music studios, all of that. So, you know, we'll post all of this on our Facebook page. But yes, we'd love to get Jackie in to talk as well, one of our community members, and also Dr. Georgie, I should mention, you know, who did the research around mental health with Pacific communities, and they came up with the dictionary, right, like a lexicon of words translated into Fijian, which talks about mental health disorders, depression, schizophrenia, anxiety, all of that in Fijian. So very exciting.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Trey, for bringing all that up and for us to talk about that topic. And thank you, Jackie, for your feedback on that as well. It's good that, you know, we're sharing this information out there, and, you know, if one person could get some help, and it's worthwhile sharing it, right?
Oh yes, but
what are you doing?
Before we go, this thing this weekend, just a reminder for those that didn't get it, we'll be back Saturday 9 for a Fiji Day at 11 a.m. at 7 p.m. So if it's 11 a.m., come and have your brunch with us. Just put us on there and have brunch with us on Saturday morning from 11 a.m. on the Fiji Day Facebook page. Over to you.
Yes, so we'll be streaming on Saturday, 11 a.m. and 7 p.m. as Trey said, only for 1 hour, but you'll see it on there. The invitations will go up online very, very shortly this evening, so you can then, you know, tag in to receive the invitation and whatever else, and it'll prompt you once the events are on. And on the Sunday, we're having a Thanksgiving service, which we normally have as well as a combined interfaith type of gathering. But we'll be doing that online, so we're really excited. And Reverend Vini Ravitali, wonderful leader here in the Fiji community and the Pacific community, is going to be how shall I say? She will be the our guest speaker as well on that service and part of that program. So we're really excited to bring that. Now we're going to wish you good night. Thank you so much for listening in. And we thank you again for taking the time to join us. And we will see you on the weekend on the events that's going on. We wanted to share with you as well. So thank you for joining in. Now we're going to just end with the Fiji Day promo that we're also releasing. We're dropping now, and we'll put up on the page for you to be able to share your content with us and so forth. It's a good evening from us. Did you want to say anything else, Trey, before we say?
Just thank you for joining us. I wish you all a very blessed week. Take care of yourself. God bless, and be kind to yourself.
Be kind to yourself. Nisa Mode. Nisam Bulavinaka, everyone. My name is Sevu.
And I'm MC Trey.
Guess what, Trey? It's that time of the year again.
Yes, it is. It's Fiji Day time. So on the 9th and 10th of October, we get to celebrate.
That's right. We'll be hosting an online virtual celebration live streaming from Sydney, Australia.
And we will be connecting with people from Fiji and around the globe on Saturday the 9th at 11 a.m. and Saturday the 9th at 7 p.m.
Yes, and also on Sunday we'll be hosting an interfaith Thanksgiving service at 7 p.m.
So let's join in the celebration. You can send us your video shout outs and join us on the day.
And here also are the links. We'll see you all then. Mode.
Has no retreat.